Hello. Off mute, off mute. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here. Glad to see you all. Who am I not seeing here? I see people saying, oh, there he is. I was like, I see people saying hi, Wolfie, but I don't see Wolfie. So we don't want that on this channel too. I hope everyone's doing well. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being here today. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. What will this week bring? Yeah. Everybody doing well? So we have Wolfie, Belinda Believes, Mary, Knitted Charpern. Knitted Carpern. We'll call you Knitted. Hello, Carrie Palmer. That's my son's girlfriend's last name. His common law wife. The mother to my beautiful grandson. Carpern. Okay. Carpern. Got it. Thank you. Hi there, Trail Hiker. Nice to see you, as always. Yeah, Wolfie's here. Shenanigans is here. Ginger's here. Daphne's here. Allie. Donna. I know Daphne has a live coming on at 6:20, so we'll try not to be on here too long today. I just want to talk about that doll a little bit. Anything new that recently over the last since that last search that we have found out about the doll being one, which we found out, I say accidentally, through Cheryl in an interview. And who else do we have here? We have Maxie, Ginger, Donna. Yeah, so I'll talk about that a little bit. And Becca, sorry if I missed anybody. And Kent, hi Kent. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Sea Bounty, hi. Stella. Yeah, let's talk about that for a little bit. And what predator knowledge is, which I'm certainly not saying, yeah, the blue blanket, yes. I'm certainly not saying that's the case with the doll, but it could be, right? I just hear a lot of people, not here, but I read, I posted that onto the Facebook, Novah's Inquest Facebook, and looking at the responses, and people saying, well, why are we just finding out about this now? What's up with that, right? I'll turn that music down just a smidgy. Yeah, people asking, what is up with that? Why are we just hearing about this now? And I get that because, and sorry, I should say, we are talking about the missing case of Lilly&Jack Sullivan, who went missing from Lansdowne, Garlick Road, Lansdowne Station, Pictou County, Nova Scotia. They went missing on May 2nd, and as per our CMP, were last seen May 1st. And they have yet to be located after much searching in the surrounding forest. No sign of them. Nothing. No clothing, no boots, excuse me, no backpack that they had with them, and now possibly a doll. No piece of clothing, nothing. The only thing that we do know of, well, a little bit more now, is that there was a pink blanket located, a piece of a pink blanket located in a tree. And there was and that was on Lansdowne Road. And there was also a cluster of boot prints and possibly footprints in there as well. Not 100 total % on that exactly, but we do know there was a cluster of prints. One being the size of Lily's boot and tread. And that's it. And that was found on a pipe trail, a trail that people use to walk on, ATV, whatever. There's underground piping there, and it's an open space that people do tend to use leisurely. So that's it. That's all we knew. But now, with the recent information that just one second, guys. But now with the information, hi, Mike. Stella, hi. Thanks to everyone who's come in that I may have missed. Joyous, hi. Always lovely to see you. Joyce is a sweetheart. Jennifer, hi. Stella. Henry AI, hi. Or AI Henry. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So, what we've learned in this with this recent search is, and just one second, guys, I'm going to bring the pictures up. I was running a little late coming on again, like last time. So I usually have this all prepared and I didn't get it up. So I apologize. So you can see there. So we found out accidentally, really, when Cheryl was giving her interview with, I believe it was CTV, regarding this doll. And, you know, I know everybody's saying, well, why are we just hearing about this now? Why all of a sudden are we hearing about this now? Well, I have to wonder, was this knowledge she had that wasn't supposed to be out there to the public? I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine that RCMP do not know that Lily may possibly have a doll with her. I just can't imagine that, that when that information became known, that it wouldn't have been told to them. So I guess I am like you guys. Well, why did that not come out to the public to let the public know? Because that's, if somebody came across that doll, that's kind of, it's important. It's important to know that that's possibly Lily's doll. I'm just going to bring my channel up here and we will go to that news report where Cheryl had stated that. Because remember, this is not something that came from Malay. Malay is staying quiet. And I had always wondered if, in my opinion, I do believe that she is possibly staying quiet because she has to while this is being investigated, that her two missing children, and what took place here and where they could possibly be. And there are things you don't want to accidentally leak out to the public that could, cause an issue with the case. That would not be good. So I can understand that if I were in her situation, to play it safe, I wouldn't be saying anything. I would be saying nothing because I wouldn't want to accidentally leak something that RCMP doesn't want me to put out there in the public. And I have to wonder if this doll is possibly, it's too late now, it's out there, but is that possibly something that they didn't want out there and it accidentally is out there now because of Cheryl stating it on the news. I'm just looking for this news clip, guys. The one that had her in it. Which one was it? Just give me 1 second there, guys. Okay, I'm pretty sure I found it.
A new search took place over the weekend for 2 missing Nova Scotia children.
So we're looking for boots, any children's clothing, a little white backpack that Lily would have had.
Jack and Lilly Sullivan were reported missing on May 2nd from their home in Lansdowne Station. On Saturday, the Ontario-based group called Please Bring Me Home traveled to the Pictou County area in an effort to find them. According to the group, it has assisted in locating more than 50 missing people since it was founded in 2018.
Various search teams that have been organized, just volunteers from the community, Please Bring Me Home members, some family and friends, to join an effort to search along the waterways, specifically any of the waterways that go into and connect to the middle river of Pictou and even further down the river, under the theory that they wound up in the middle river of Pictou. Not how they wound up there, just that they could have wound up there, and it very well could have been missed.
In September, the RCMP brought in cadaver dogs, but no remains were found. Police have previously said there was nothing definitive to show the children are deceased. Anyone with information on the case is asked to contact police.
Okay, wasn't that one? That was short and sweet. Unless I missed part of it. No.
Search took place.
Just 1 second, guys. Yeah, I want you guys to hear it. She says it right in the news interview.
A last-ditch effort before winter hits for any sign of 5-year-old Jack Sullivan and his 6-year-old sister Lily. These volunteers split into 6 groups and spent a day in the woods of Lansdowne, the rural Nova Scotia community where the siblings were reported missing on the morning of May 2nd. The nonprofit group Please Bring Me Home made the trip from Ontario to coordinate people on the ground.
So this will be our side. We're going to follow it way down. Eventually, we're going to turn the river and we follow it up past Lansdowne Lake.
About 30 people volunteered to take part in this search, most of them family and friends, all coming together in the hopes of finding any clue that will lead them to Jack and Lily.
It's sad, very sad, but it's been 6 months and we need some type of closure to this case.
One focus, the area where a drone detected 2 heat sources late on May 2nd, just before midnight.
One appears like it could be small object sitting, just 2 heat signatures sitting close together near the water.
RCMP says an officer followed up, found nothing, and determined it was likely a bear, but this group wanted to be certain.
I'm not sure, but it may or may not be the drone hit where the infrared sensors picked up. Just because I see a line coming down from up here and leads right down to our water. I'm not sure. I've got to confirm it later on, but we're just going to take note of it and do a special little search around here, especially just in case it is something.
Nothing was found in that specific area, but teams did find a few items of interest.
And it looks like it has like underwear, burnt, like it's been burned, and it's the t-shirt. So it's a unique design. So we took a picture, we sent it to the RCMP. They then spoke to family and they said that it's not something they recognize.
Volunteers also came upon a child's bicycle, a blue blanket, and an old geocaching kit with the children's stepfather's name in it.
That's why it's so important to relook, like especially before snowfall, and have a third party come and just take a peek. Not that we're no better than anybody else, it's just having a third party come look is so important.
But at times, it got tense. One property owner refused entry where there are signs for no trespassing.
Why are you trying to stop us from finding them?
You have what?
Two very dangerous animals.
What animals are they?
Two rams.
A roller coaster of emotions for everyone involved, especially those who love Lily and Jack.
It'd be discouraging if none of it means anything. So I'm really hoping that something has turned up, evidence of something. Anything will do.
I do feel disappointed too. The main output I was looking for was finding the kids, and that's not what happened today. I do feel like we have more questions, especially with finding things throughout the woods.
The RCMP says none of the items found are relevant to the investigation, but with everyone feeling unsettled, the volunteer group now plans to bring in cadaver dogs to do continued targeted searches this week. Angela McIver, CBC News, Lansdowne.
Okay. Wasn't that one either.
I'm just going to come right out and say it. The Canada...
I was so sure it was the CTV one. Allegedly, sorry, Dragonfly Lover. Yes, and that was the other thing that I was going to discuss besides the doll. So there were things that Please Bring Me Home discussed in their video that they had did. And he said, and that was the follow-up to the search. And what he said was that he was only going to speak about things that were not considered important to our CMP. Anything that they did take or consider, I don't know if important's the right word, but it considered something they wanted to look further into, he would not be discussing. And we do know through Belinda that some of those things that RCMP did take was a blanket that was found, a blue blanket that was found with a bath mat and a female's sweater in it. They did take that. They also did take the that game, the geocache game, but they said it's not of really any value to them. And what was the other thing? Said that T-shirt that it had just shown in the news there with that white thing beside it, he wasn't sure if that was possibly a diaper or something that he did request that they take that and check it further, because it looked like the white thing that was beside the T-shirt could possibly be a diaper. Now that's from Nick. That's what Nick stated. So if you go back to my video prior to this, you will see where he talks about all of that for anybody. And thanks to anybody new coming in, guys. Hi, Drippy. And so, yeah, you'll see where he states that. But what he didn't talk about, what is interesting to note, is that he did not talk about the blue blanket with the mat and the sweater in it that we know from Belinda that our CMP did collect. So that's kind of interesting. So that's why I say, what we know up to now, because now we know that. Now we know that there's possibly a doll, because the doll could not be located, which I speculated. Would have heard me in my last video. I speculated that it probably was not located in the trailer. And by deduction, it is, thought that, well, Lily probably has it with her, right? Or something to that effect. So that is the case, that it, as far as Malaya knows, it was not located in the trailer because it was not in anything that she had received of the children's. So either it is left behind or hiding behind something somewhere. Who knows? I mean, I would certainly hope that the trailer would be gone over by Janie and Daniel with a fine-tooth comb, because you would want to know for sure, is it there or not, right? Yeah. So I don't know why. I was so sure that it was that CTV interview. And it's not. Take a look at this. I don't think that one has a video clip. The one that it is in, I actually played it in my last video. And then realized I didn't play the whole thing. Just a second. I think I know where I can find it. Really like you guys to hear it. And I apologize. Like I said, I usually have all this ready prior to. Nope. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I can't find that. I was so sure I had it posted in the community. I almost wonder if it was that CTV interview and then it was cut short or something. It's bizarre. Does anybody else here remember seeing that where Cheryl said that? She was rhyming off a bunch of stuff. She was saying their boots, their jacket, their clothes, and she was saying about, and it was the backpack, stuff that we knew that she had with her. And then she ends with Lily's doll that she may have had with her. And I was like, what the heck? I took a double take. Hi, Cher. If you're here, I see people saying hi to you. Yeah. And I was like, what? You remember, Cam? Yeah. Yeah. I almost feel like that because I'm sure it was the CTV interview. I could be wrong. But because sometimes they'll add to those or cut them short. I feel like it might have been in that. And then it was. And then, yeah, you remember too. Okay, so, yeah. Yeah, so, and I had read it. And 2 videos ago. I read the whole thing out. So my thoughts were, like I said, I find it very hard to believe that Malaya would have that knowledge and that wouldn't be discussed with our CMP, which, in my opinion, total speculation, I do believe that Malaya is conversing with our CMP. She's not conversing with us. She's not, which she doesn't have to. She with media, with the public, I guess is what I mean. The public, the media. But I do feel she is doing what does need to be done, and she is conversing with our CMP. And I just don't believe that she would not give them that knowledge about that doll. And, again, if we speculate that, our CMP has that knowledge, why wasn't it passed on to the public as that anything else? If you see the backpack, you see the boots, you see the clothes they had on, or you see a doll Lily might have had with her, right? It's kind of important. There is what's called predator knowledge. And it's something that I'm sure anybody who follows missing persons, homicides, true crime, what I'm talking about. And it is something that only the individual or individuals that take part in a crime have knowledge of. Now, speculating that might possibly be what's going on here. Something nefarious took place to the children. Is this something that our CMP decided to keep back from the public once they became aware of it? Because it would be something that only the predator would have knowledge of, right? And those things are used in case the predator accidentally slips and then states, and I don't mean Cheryl, but, the individual who knows what took place with the children. Now, total speculation, and let's say Lily did have that doll with her. Only the person that is involved would know that, outside of the mom who went through all the toys and said her doll is not here, right? So she may have that with her. And that's what predator knowledge is. And 2 things, that can be involved in predator knowledge is something intimate of the individual. So it could be a certain, let's think of, if a man committed a crime, a homicide towards a woman, and she had a certain necklace on or whatever, right? Typically that perpetrator wouldn't have that knowledge, right? If you don't know that person or know them well enough or whatever. And now he's sitting there discussing this necklace, right? Leakage, right? It could be the same, speculating if that's what's going on here. That could be what's taking place with this doll. It's intimate knowledge of Lily that, only a certain person may know about, that she has that doll and that she had it with her. If she did, right? All total speculation. And the other thing is that it could be something that is missing from the home. So again, you have a situation where a crime has taken place in a home and something is missing from that home. And for whatever reason, in the crime, that object ends up missing from the home. So again, it fits into that category in that sense as well. And so those are things that sometimes law enforcement will keep from the public. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going on here. It could be many different reasons why, RCMP decided once they became aware of that, it wasn't put out to the public. Which in my opinion, I believe they do know about it. So that's just a thought, right? Just a thought. And the other thing I was going to discuss, because again, these are new things that we're just finding out about, right? What we know now, right? That we just found out about within the last week. And the other thing, as I stated, and someone asked the question there that I was going to bring up, was that Belinda, I was watching It's a Criming Shame, and she had actually confirmed there in the chat that RCMP did ask for this blue blanket with a mat found in it and a lady's sweater. Now, interestingly enough, Belinda and her sister did not go along the river. They stayed up along the roadside and did some during the search with Please Bring Me Home. They searched up along the roadsides, and so they didn't find that down by the river. So you don't know where you're going to find something that could be of value in the sense that RCMP, will want to take a look at it. Who found on the search? It was Belinda and her sister. That's my understanding. Now, I hope I'm not wrong on that. That's what I took from Belinda had stated. If she's here in the bushes right now and she wants to correct me if I'm wrong, she certainly doesn't have to, but hi to everyone new coming in. Thanks for being here. And I'm just looking at all the new folks that come in. Thank you. Thanks for being here so much. I hope everyone's doing well. So it was Lori. It was a blanket with a mat and a sweater in it. A female's sweater. Is my understanding, yeah. Novah, yes, Charmaine, and Charmaine said, I thought you said Charmaine and Belinda. I was thinking Charmaine wasn't here for the search. Silly me. Yes, Charmaine said Belinda found it. Okay, so she was probably talking to Belinda too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay, thanks, Charmaine. Thanks. Yeah, I seen her say it in Sunny's chat. There's I think 2 or 3 nights ago, or mornings ago, I should say. A little off on the RCMP requesting it. However, it is with the okay. I thought, okay. So what I probably read her saying was that they took it now or they have it now, and I probably took that as they requested it because one would assume. But yeah, you see what you're getting at, because I know with that T-shirt with Nick said from Please Bring Me Home, that T-shirt, and what he thought might be a diaper. See, they don't want to touch anything, as they shouldn't. Unlike the geocache being handled. And so he wasn't sure if it was a diaper or not. And so he called them back and requested that they come get it. And they did end up eventually coming to get it. So I guess that might be when they decided to take the blanket and that stuff as well. Yeah, because he was... Hi, Ash. That's very interesting, yeah. So, yeah, I don't get it. Is that the blanket with the bones in it? No. No, I don't think so. I believe that was a different blanket. Yeah. The animal bones, by the way. In the transcripts, it states Jack was put in bed with a blue blanket. Yep. And it would be interesting to know if that blue blanket was still in the trailer. Root strength high. Thanks for being here. That was the towel. Okay. That the animal bones were in. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we know now, guys, up to this point. And like I said, I don't know if the information about the doll was passed on to RCMP. I speculate that it was. You know, I mean, before Cheryl stating that. Gosh, I wish I could find that clip. Do you guys mind just chatting it up a little bit there? And let me give a good dig here for that clip. I want to pull it up so everyone hears it, because I know not everybody heard it. I'll play. There, I'll put a little music on for you, and I'll go search for that. Okay, so I found where it is written in the article. But in the news clip, it's not in there anymore. I hate when they do that. Okay, so I'll show you where it's written in there. Oh, yes, happy Thanksgiving to all our American friends, our neighbors. Yes. Okay, so you see there, the conditions were challenging for the volunteers when given the time of year. We've had a lot of people slip, fall into the water. A lot of people are wet, of course. It's cold because it's November. There's a lot of potential for injuries, a lot of steep areas, a lot of down trees. It's been hard, said Robinson. And that is Cheryl Robinson. So this is all in quotations. And when you see something in quotes, that means they're quoting exactly what the person is saying, right? Please bring me home, said the search was conducted with a focus, and in quotes, solely on wandering and misadventure, which is what they were directed to do via RCMP. That doesn't say that in there. I'm saying that because that's what Nick said. And then, so again, we're basically looking for Lily's backpack. We're looking for boots. We're looking for clothing. We're looking for anything they may have had with them. And then it says Lily's doll. And in the actual media clip, you can hear her say it as well. But the media clip that is now with this, it's not in there now. Lily's doll. We're looking for those types of items that might stand out because her backpack is white with strawberries on it. That might stand out because her backpack is white with strawberries on it. Again, distinctive, right? The same as the doll, said Robinson. So that's a quote from Cheryl. Direct quote. Now, let's go back up and play that clip again or make sure I didn't miss something. Sometimes they have more than one clip in here. Like, it looks like to me that whole article was... Okay, let's just play this one more time, make sure we didn't miss it.
A new search took place over the weekend for 2 missing Nova Scotia children.
So we're looking for boots, any children's clothing, a little white backpack that Lily would have had.
Jack and Lily Sullivan were reported missing on May 2nd from their home in Lansdowne Station. On Saturday, the Ontario-based group called Please Bring Me Home traveled to the Pictou County area in an effort to find them. According to the group, it has assisted in locating more than 50 missing people since it was founded in 2018.
Various search teams that have been organized, just volunteers from the community, Please Bring Me Home members, some family and friends, to join an effort to search along the waterways, specifically any of the waterways that go into and connect to the middle river of Pictou and even further down the river, under the theory that they wound up in the middle river of Pictou. Not how they wound up there, just that they could have wound up there, and it very well could have been missed.
In September, the RCMP brought in cadaver dogs, but no remains were found. Police have previously said there was nothing definitive to show the children are deceased. Anyone with information on the case is asked to contact police.
Guys, they removed that whole part of that out of there, out of that media clip. It's gone. Boop. Gandhi. Interesting. But it's still in the written part. You guys saw it there. That's interesting, eh? Hi to everybody coming in. Somebody became a member. Let us see. Sammy Miami, that's cute. Thank you, Sammy Miami. Thank you very much. We haven't come up with a group name yet. I have some ideas there, and I'll once I come up with all of them, I'll put it out to the group, and the group can decide what they think is a good idea. You guys all together can decide. Mary, I want to know if you want to come up on panel with me. Hello, Mary. Speaking of Mary, there's something about Mary, I tell you. Great job, Lisa Nova. Thank you. Thank you. All for Lilly&Jack. It really is. It really is. It's for Lilly&Jack, right? Because just got to keep their name out there. And speaking of that, we're going to go over something else here I have on the list for today as well. There's other stuff I have on the list, but because I I was up again through night with pain. I'm having pain on my left side so bad. You guys wouldn't believe it. And it'll get me up through the night. So then I shouldn't say up through the night. It's early in the morning. Like I'll wake up at like 12 midnight, and then 3 again, and then 5. And then usually at 5, I just stay up for a little bit, have a coffee. But then I have to go back to bed because I've been up through the night with the pain. So then I end up sleeping till like dinner, and then I end up getting on here late when I have night like that. So I'm not going to be able to get everything in that I want to talk about today, because I know Daphne's got a show book there, and we'll all scramble over there once we're done here. But I'll be back on tomorrow, and we'll finish up the topics that I want to go over. But if Mary wants to come on, and we'll because Mary always has some, good conversation her and I can have together. And I also want to show you guys a picture of the bench that Charmaine, and we'll talk about Charmaine's channel as well, who she donated to the school. And I took a picture of it at the school with no kitties on it for Charmaine. So I'll show you the pictures, and I'll tell you about being at school and how excited the principal was to receive the jackets. And I can just imagine how excited she'll be as well when Charmaine's, her group, the donations there and everything are received as well. She's going to be just so excited. I mean, truly excited, guys, like so excited. And so thankful and so appreciative and so thankful. And I did order 2 more jackets and ski pants because she had stated they needed ski pants. That's a big thing. And so we'll chit chat about that. Hopefully Mary's saying yes, she'll come on. I want to play a little thank you though. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we got some cats meows in the house. We do. Thank you, guys. You guys are great. You're awesome. You're all awesome. Love you all. I said it before and I'll say it again. I've never had a group, and I see you guys in here. You're at Charmaine's, you're at Daphne's, it's Crime and Shame, Justin's, wherever you are. What a wonderful group of folks in a chat. I've been in chats before, and with other not this community. And when I say this community, the crime community, but other communities. And I mean, you guys are fantastic. Because you're here for the right reasons too, right? For the right reason. Um, uh, yeah. So just beautiful group of people, honestly. Okay. So in a couple of minutes, you'll be on. Good. I'll just take the pictures up there that I took at the school. I want to put that picture up. Well, yeah, I will put it up. I want you guys to see that doll again. So if anyone sees that doll, and I will read what it states there because I didn't read that. Oh, how do I do that? Oh, I guess maybe that's it. I'm still trying to figure this out, guys, I tell you. Okay, so you can all see Lily's doll there. That's not the actual doll, of course, but that is similar to the doll that Lily may possibly have with her. It currently cannot be located, so that's important. Hi, Tammy Burke. Haven't seen you in a long time. Hello to everyone new coming in that I have not said hi to. My apologies. I'm very happy you're all here. Thank you for joining the channel. D is a new name. Hi, Kim. Shy. Well, I'm an introvert, so I'm somewhat shy myself. I know. Poor Lily. Yeah. So the doll in the photos is the same type of doll that Lily has, which is currently missing, and it's possible that she may have taken this doll with her. Now remember, she has her backpack. You guys know what little girls are like. I think of my niece. She had she had this zip up bag, and she had her stuff in it. Nobody was to touch that bag. And she had it with her at all times. She's older now, so I don't think she does that now, but she did. Yeah, so, did she put it in her backpack? Who knows, right? Who knows? Anyone with information on the she possibly may have taken the doll with her. She and Jack went missing May 2nd, 2025. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of the missing children, Lily and Jack Sullivan, please call the Northeast Novah RCMP Major Crime Unit in 902-896-5060. To remain anonymous, contact Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers toll-free at 1-800-222-TIPS, which is 8477. Submit a secure web tip at www.crimestoppers.ns.ca or use the P3 Tips apps. Okay? So that is the doll, folks. Yeah. Yeah, poor Lily is right. We cried over Cabbage Patch dolls. I can't imagine. Yeah. Okay, you're ready, so I'll get the link. Dolls are different today for kids. Whatever happened to baby dolls, eh? When I saw the doll, when I first looked at this, I was like, gosh, like I thought like she's 6, right? I was expecting to see like a baby doll. Hi, Christine. Yeah. Connie, hi. Hi, nurse. Katie. Katie and girl, hi. Yeah, I was expecting to see a baby doll. Yeah. We're just waiting for Mary to come on. What's Henry saying? Henry's saying something funny. If I seen a doll like that out in the bush, I would run. I thought the same thing. I thought it was scary looking as well. And when I did the thumbnail up, I've been trying to take the color to not completely take the color out, but just dull the color down and then have Lily and Jack in color so that, because they're more important, of course, than anything on the thumbnail. And when I dulled the color down on that doll, it just made it look even creepier. I was like, man, that doll is creepy looking. Yeah, I get you on that one. Oh, yeah, they're not great.
It's working.
Hello, Miss Mary.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm just trying to get the camera to work on the computer.
Yep, turn me down too.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm off. How do I turn you down? Can you see the turn down? There.
Yeah, just so I'm not echoing. Can't hear you now, Mary.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
No echo?
La 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 la.
Nope. Nope. None. There. Sorry, I had to set it up on my computer.
That's okay. Donna says, yeah, Nova, I was expecting a baby alive or opposite Daisy. I don't even know what those dolls are, but I'm assuming they're more baby doll, right?
Yeah. Is that the baby alive?
What'd she say? Baby alive, yeah. Tammy, Drippy. Really, how do you feel now with food? Oh, yeah. Yeah, my husband doesn't deal well with the food now with the after having his gallbladder out. So what are your thoughts? Well, what are your thoughts? Because you usually have some pretty good thoughts on this stuff, and you have so many good thoughts and questions. I see them in the chat, but because the chat gets so busy, and
I know I try to keep up with it.
yeah, and I'm trying to, do the material, and then I'm thinking, God, I wish she was on the live because as she could be
I'll come up anytime you want me to.
Yeah,
I
because
enjoy it so much.
we could just converse back and forth, right?
Right.
As I'm going through the material.
Right.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this new information?
Right.
It's new to us. We're just finding out.
It is. Well, there was some new to us. Now, remember,
Yeah.
I sent you an email that said it was November 16th. CBC News had on about that they had got back some forensic that had hit on. So that was good for them. And that they
Okay,
were
just a second.
investigating it. But I have not been able to find it on. And it is CBC. It's the Nova Scotia lady that did all the news down there.
Okay. Well, you know what? Being that I'm coming back on tomorrow.
Okay.
Let me look for that and the other clip that I was trying to show there of Cheryl saying that, but I feel like they cut that out of there because it's like that whole clip is gone. Yeah. And so once I get off here, I'm going to take pics of that information that is still written there before that disappears too.
And the other thing that I noticed was that kind of, in my opinion, looked like a melted something, but the grass wasn't burnt around it. whether it was a pull-up or not. But Daniel had stated back on a CBC interview, an earlier one, that he was surprised that they hadn't found the pull-up. And that stuck out to my husband. So I said, okay. I said, well, and he's pretty astute with things. So I thought, yes, this is true. They haven't. Why is he mentioning that? Like, you would think he would mention, well, they didn't find his pants, because if he had pants on, he'd have to pull the pants off to pull off the pull-up.
Right.
Because he's a little child. But he only mentioned the pull-up. So I thought, in my opinion, was this planted?
Yeah, and I mean, anything Daniel usually says, it's so preemptive, isn't it? It's like, I'm going to mention, that there's 2 sets of keys. I'm going to say that Lily got a black eye the night before or at Patty's, in case they do find her. And this is all speculation, allegedly, and in my opinion, guys, just don't take this as fact. But you know what I'm saying? So,
I know what you're saying. And,
so
and
the
you
pull
hit on
up,
something
right?
there, Nova. I don't think you realize when you say 2 sets of keys. Now, in my opinion, when I was listening to that, I thought, why are you talking about 2 sets of keys? Because you know that if he went to take Malaya's keys in the morning, hypothetically, to get into this vehicle and drive up and down the road, where were her keys? Because normally women keep their keys in their purse or in their pocket. We generally don't throw ours on the table.
True.
Because usually it's men that's keys go missing after 46 years with the same man. It's so true. So I just think that some of the statements that he made there, he was trying to point and direct people to something. Yep. Whereas in common sense, you and I would say, a woman's going to have her keys in her purse, or she's going to have them in her pocket. And this was her new possession. It wasn't his. So, that all played into that for me. And I thought, why is he mentioning 2 sets of keys when we know the keys would have been in either her purse or her pocket?
Yeah, and it's funny, a lot of people picked up on that, him saying that, eh?
Yeah.
Because I know Sonny mentioned it, Justin mentioned it. It's that thing again where your brain's talking to your gut, and you go, and there's question marks. You stop, rewind, and listen again, and go, okay, well, I know why that sounds odd to me. Like, why is he making sure to say that, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it stood out to a lot of people, him saying that. And again, like you said, the diaper, why, and I thought the same thing. Like,
right.
Don't you have to take the pants off to get a diaper off? But at that time, when they first put out the description of what the kids had on, they didn't say Jack had any pants. All they said was that he had a pull-up. They never said anything about pants or a shirt.
Yeah.
In the very beginning.
And he said that he and Justin had gone back through the room and realized what was missing out of Jack's and Lily's clothing. I remember that statement that he made. And I thought, so she said she put them to bed in their clothes. And I remember in her statement, it stated a blue blanket. So I knew that Jack went down with a blue blanket. And then I know that Belinda found a blue blanket. Mm-hmm. But it stated that they went down in the same clothes that they wore the day before.
Right.
And it also stated that they went to bed at 9 and then they went to bed at 10, and that Daniel came in and dusk that night. I believe you told me was 8:24, would have been dark out. So he would have been in the house. He would have seen those children. You're in a trailer.
Yeah, you would think. Well, he's told many different stories, right?
Right. But they would have been
that's one of them.
Right. So, but there was another thing that stuck out to me that I didn't get a chance to tell anybody, which was he states in one of his statements that, excuse me, that he went down the hall, opened the door. Mm-hmm. This was to check to see where the kids were. Went down the hall, opened their door, and immediately looked under the beds. Well, aren't you going to be looking in the room on top of the beds? Why are you going to be looking under the beds? And could they even, if the police looked at that statement and had gone into the children's bedroom, I know Belinda said she didn't go down the hall, so I'm not sure whether she could have seen in or not. But would the bedrooms have been in the same disarray that the rest of the house so that children couldn't get under the beds? Like, I just looked at that as, why is he saying he looked under the beds for them? It's almost like stating, I know they were missing. You know, I know they're not going to be in there, so I'm going to pretend like they're hiding under the beds. Like, in my opinion, that was a flag.
Possible, but I'll tell you, when my son went missing out of the house, when he got through the baby-proof knob, God,
They're
you
not
couldn't.
baby-proof. They're people.
Oh my God, nothing was baby-proof with that kid. I'm telling you, the oldest one never had an issue, but the younger one, yeah, right.
My younger one that was a twin, like I have my younger two are boy-girl twin,
Mm-hmm.
and I told him his nickname was Houdini.
Yes, exactly.
He walked at 9 months. Okay, they were walking.
Wow.
They trained themselves and they walked at 9 months. Those kids, you couldn't put a baby gate. He'd go over it.
Exactly.
He didn't want the side on his crib, and he's super smart, right? So
yeah.
It's really funny when I see him now. It was just like he was bored then.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I don't know if I never looked under a bed for them.
But I did when he went missing, because in my brain, I guess I didn't want to believe that he actually was outside.
Right.
And the door was closed.
Yeah.
He closed the door behind him.
Yeah.
And he didn't even put his own shoes on. He went in the closet and I had hand-me-downs from a friend of mine, but they hadn't grown into them yet. And they were a pair of sneakers that had all the Sesame Street characters on them. And like they were, probably 2 inches too big on his feet for him, or an inch or so, but they didn't fit him yet. But that's what he put on his feet. He didn't even have his shoes on. So to look, you would never think that he was gone out of the house.
Right.
And closed the door behind him. But I did. I ran down the hall to their bedrooms, and as I was going, I was opening any closets, right? Hoping that, he's just hiding in a closet. And when I went in the bedroom, I checked under his bed. I went in his brother's room, same thing, closet under the bed, and then knew for a fact he is outside. He is not in this house. And then went outside, and oh my God, we had a pond in the back. So and I was 100% that I was finding him in the pond, because that's just how the story goes. So in my mind, I was going out there to find my son in the pond. I didn't expect to find him alive. And I'll tell you, what a glorious day when I was working my way to the pond, and I heard him crying, and I looked up, and he was about 3 houses up, standing in their backyard, just standing there crying. He was petrified. He ended up getting scared and just stayed there, thank God.
And his age was?
2.
2, right. And Jack would have been 3 at the time that he went missing. And so
4.
He turned 4.
No, he turned 5. He just turned 5. Yeah.
He's not going to go that far.
Yeah.
He's not going to go that far. That bush.
Well, I can't.
So dense, and
right. I mean,
it drops off. It just drops off.
I know how bad it is just from living here. But then when I watch those videos, that's still. I mean, all the little sticks and the river, because the part of the river where I fish, there's no vegetation around it, so you can take a chair, and I'm talking about the middle river, and the part that my husband and I fish is in the Alma area of the middle river, where it's just a little bit further down, where it ends up opening up and then works its way to the ocean. And so I didn't think of a lot of trees, because somebody had mentioned about trees being down over the river, and I was picturing the part of the river that I'm familiar with, where we go fishing. And I'm thinking, well, I don't think the trees would, come right over the river, because they're not exactly. And then somebody had sent me pictures or videos of Johnny, who was in Sunny's chat and come up on panel. Yeah. Well, he has some videos on his YouTube channel that he has, and he was on the search, and I could not believe it. What I was looking at, I was like, oh my God, the trees come right down, right to the river, like right at the river. So it's not what I thought at all. And I mean, there's trees down, sticks. It's a mess. It's a mess.
No, I firmly did not believe they were in the water, because I remember when a hurricane would hit down there.
Yeah,
And
well,
and we cut down 300 trees on our property because I'm like, my father did that for a living for years. Like, he'd be over 105 now. So he passed away a long time ago. But I remember he was like, keep it clear, keep it clear, keep it clear. Because they lived in a tornado area in Ontario.
right.
So we always kept the property, and we had all our hydro lines clear of trees and the property clear. And I can still remember all the way down the road, if people's power was out, it was because it was a tree on their line. I'm like, why the hell don't you just clean that up a little bit?
Right.
So it doesn't happen, right? But when you look in the bush, you see the trees down and you see them, they've fallen into the waterway. And we were down from, I think it's Milford House that's there, that resort. So there's lakes all around where we were, and you could see the trees that had fallen in the water. So you know that it's going to be snagging. And
Yes.
and I don't want to be morbid, but when you're thinking about putting something down in water, you've got to have enough weight to that to hold it down, and you have to calculate for the gases, and you have to have more strength to what you're putting down to hold in place, which means you're either going to have time to mix up cement and put something down in cement in pieces, or you're going to have to weight that down awful heavy with boulders or something that you could roll in, and people are going to notice that. So that's why I kept thinking, no, they're not in the water.
Now, my thoughts were, AI Henry says, Nova, share your hot spots for fishing. Well, I'll tell you, the last time I went fishing there, which is usually at the river, we stand to fish. We don't take chairs with us, but everybody else is along the river in their chairs. I was the only one that caught fish that day, and I caught a trout, and I caught a salmon.
What were you using to fish?
Oh, Jesus, I can't remember. It was that long ago. But that was funny. It was like I was standing in the hot spot, and I always do this little thing here, fishy, fishy, come on, fish. I sing the fishy song, I say to my husband. And anyways, I was doing it that day, and here I was catching the fish. Nobody else was catching any fish. And to catch a trout and a salmon. But it was funny because who comes up behind us, but lands in Forest. Well, it was weird because they were behind myself and my husband, but everybody else, the way it was situated, where they were sitting there, either they were across the river or they were further down enough that they could actually see Lands and Forest coming down the hill to the fishing spot. And you can see that. So where you see the red bubble that says that's the Mackenzie property, what I have up on there right now, the red marker, and then where it says 14 minutes. So from Daniel's house down to the Elma spot where that's opened up. That's open up. There's no trees there, vegetation there or anything, right? That's the area
on
where
top,
I was
on surface, but that doesn't mean something can't be snagged
underneath.
down.
No,
Underneath.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And I wondered about, and the boulders, the way it is there, like when it burnt over towards Kedgie, and we went for a drive when it was safe because our house was one of those ones that could have gone up, and we had just bought it. You could see boulders, like huge rocks, like huge boulders, where there was all the trees were burnt down, and everywhere you looked
in Kedgie, yes,
boulder. And I thought, if it's anything like that over there.
No, that's different in Kedgie. That's because of the glaciers and stuff. I know. I canoed out in those waters. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, those are scary. Those are scary huge.
Yeah.
Those are massive. No, there's nothing like that here.
Up in northern Ontario, it's like that.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah. That's not. That whole land down there compared to the rest of Nova Scotia is completely different. It's like another part of the world was plucked up and put on the end of Nova Scotia there, and that's because of the glacier that come in there. But no, so what my thoughts were is if the kids got traveled down this far, right, and where the river's more clear there, and then it opens up into that mouth, or if something nefarious took place and somebody took them down there, because that mouth is right there, right? was my thoughts, and that's what the warden was talking about there as well. But anyways, yeah, the day we were fishing there, and so you see where it starts to open up, that mouth there. That's the area where we fish. Of the Middle River, and here comes the Lance and Force. But what I noticed was everybody was disappearing. Like the people in the chairs across the river were gone. The people beside us were gone. The only people that were still there was us and the people to the left of us. And then the next thing I know, there's the Lance and Force. Well, those people didn't have their license. They were all taken off and hiding.
Yes, I was figuring.
I just turned to
You're
my
happily
husband
fishing.
and went, "Where did everybody go?" And then here comes the Lance and Fort. But we had our license, and then the people beside us, the older man in his chair did, and he was fine because he was allowed to fish. But the ones that were with him didn't, so they were told to leave. And then the Lance and so they hit us up. Let me see your license. Everybody else was hiding. And then they left, and then everybody come back out and started fishing again. My geez, I laughed. But yeah, Henry, that's one fishing spot. But I was the only one that caught anything that day. Had to catch that day. And then there's a lake that we go to, but I'm not going to say the lake. But yeah, yeah. So it's that was my thoughts if they got further down river.
Oh, towards the mountain that to
yeah,
go
and
out,
then into the
absolutely.
water because
Where
that's right there.
The Northumberland pushes out right there into the Atlantic.
Yes, and that is right there in that
And you've got
fishing
everything
spot.
in there. You've got sharks, you've got whales.
Yep, and people
You've
don't
got
think there's sharks, but there darn well is. Yes, there is.
Well, because they purge their boats and they throw all their chum and junk that's on their boat off.
Yep.
So when you go onto one of the harbors, like I know over in down towards Digby, but also over in Prince Edward Island, it was the same way. You could see it on the Cabot Strait side, and you could see it on the Northumberland side when you come around, how there was pieces of netting and the elastic bands from the claws. It was all on the shoreline.
Yeah. I go back and forth as I really want to believe they are alive and thriving. I know, because it's just so hard to believe that these things happen, whether it is misadventure, because that in itself is horrific, because then we know how they perished, right? Or if something nefarious took place. We don't want to believe that either. They lived through so much hell, with MBM, Cody, and Daniel, but deep down, with all the lies, I'm different, Yeah, after a while, it just becomes hard to believe, right? Any of the stories anymore. What are your thoughts on the doll? Why do you think, like I stated in my opinion, I believe that Malaya would have passed this information on to RCMP as soon as it became,
I wondered if she was spotted, though, in the dollar store, because children, if they have a favorite toy and take it with them, they usually carry it around with them in the store.
Well, that's true.
So would she have been seen on camera with it? And if she was not seen with it, when was the last time anybody seen her with it? Because it can just be another diversion.
Good question. I would think it was a diversion if it was Daniel saying it, honestly.
Right.
But where it seemed to just be some kind of slip there that came from Cheryl.
Right.
Which obviously her and she's sharing stuff with Cheryl is, which, I mean, I guess you have to have somebody to talk to, because Cheryl has already stated that, it was to her knowledge that the blanket was on the railing of the back deck there. So obviously, by deduction, that came from Malaya to her. And then same as the doll. Well, obviously, in discussion, Malaya mentioned the doll. So I would think that, I don't think Cheryl would be creating a diversion. I would hope not. I think it was a slip.
Right. And if she'd had it with her in the car and they had not made it home, in my opinion, would it have been put with her, or would it have,
Right.
when somebody opened the door to the back of the vehicle to maybe take the children out at one point, maybe they weren't expired, maybe they were just overdosed at that
Yeah.
point and they panicked. But if they'd taken them out, would the doll have fallen on the side of the road, like, in the ditch? Because
Yeah.
you know what happens when somebody's passed on, they're not holding on to something. So
Right.
would she have had it in her hand and her grip released and let
Yeah.
go and they didn't notice it?
So, do you think that the reason why it hasn't been put out to the public once RCMP did become aware, which I mean, one would assume would be after Malaya, was done going through everything and note the doll's not there, that it's something that they chose to hold back due to possible perpetrator knowledge? Let's just keep, because they do that. Right. Yeah. Because that's the first thing that came to my mind is that, okay, they're probably held back on this one because, they've put everything else out there. If they hold back on one thing, because only perpetrator would have the knowledge of the doll, right?
Right.
Dee, my only issue with that, so Jack ran away when he was 2 from his grandma Patty through a schoolyard and was heading toward a river and tree area. Someone from the school caught sight of him and grabbed him, and that is apparently
He got out through the fence or
true.
Yes.
It is apparently a true story that did happen. Sonny confirmed it through family. And I don't like to use the word runaway because 2-year-olds don't run away; they wander. We just talked about my son who got through the baby, and we had the baby knob thing on it, but he got his little fingers in the circle and got that door open and closed it and everything. It's like Mary said, escape artists, right?
Yeah, that's why I called mine Houdini, because it didn't matter. It's like I couldn't use a baby gate, so
There's some kids that are like that. Like my oldest, the baby gate was up and that was that. Well, my youngest, no, he was getting through the baby gate and he did.
Mine too. Same thing.
He was up on the counters. I found him on the fridge one time. Like that's just the way he was. I had to keep extra close eyes on him. And it was a learning process because my older one wasn't like that. So you just kind of think that, this is your second baby. You think they're going to be like the first. They're not.
No,
Not
they
at
weren't. I
all.
remember the twins they undid their seat belts in their stroller when I was in the store with them. And my older one was 4 at the time. I said, "You go that way, I'll go that way." And we ran down the aisles to catch them at the end because they took off.
Yeah, I always had one, and I had the younger one trying to run ahead of me, and the youngest one, trying to run ahead, and the oldest one was always behind. So I was like, oh my goodness, right? Trying to keep the older one, come on, hurry up, and then saying to the younger one, get back here. Kids, but yeah, and my grandson is much like my older son was. He can
He's
get
getting
through
payback
anything.
now.
Yeah. No, that was this is actually the younger one who was more docile. This is his son. He's like his brother. Funny. Yeah, so I don't like to say run away because 2-year-olds don't run away, right? He wouldn't even remember doing that at 2-year-olds. That is definitely misadventure there for sure. 2-year-old getting through the door, and they're opportunists, right? Like, I mean, just watching Jack with the duck there, and he was throwing stuff in the water at the duck, and they were like, "Jack, don't do that." And then he's like, "What?" Like.
Yeah.
I could picture him, right? Being, kind of like what we're describing here. And Daniel saying how he, they hear him out in the kitchen getting into stuff. And, I picture it. But
yes,
I hate to say he ran away. But yeah, he did wander off. He did wander off like many kids do.
But this temperature that they wandered off in, and if hypothermia had set in, they would have started to take clothing off, okay? Because that's what it does. It's going to make your body get really hot. And people start to take off things. Some people take it all off in one spot and fold it. They found people in the woods like that. Other people, they just drop items. And with children, I keep thinking, well, they might have started to drop things like the backpack if she'd had it, or the doll. It might have been too heavy, but they never found any of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
They never found a thing. And with the temperatures, the children would have experienced hypothermia, in my opinion. And I'm sure the experts would say that too. And so where is anything that they would have dropped off?
Yeah.
And why would they only find a diaper out there that had been burnt, not in that spot, but it had been burnt? And in my opinion, the RCMP should have locked down that trailer. I don't care if it's now. They should have locked it down. They should have gone in with forensics. They should have checked that stovepipe, and they should have taken some samples of it and compared it to what was burnt, because that can be done. And
hi, Wanad. Thanks for being here. It's always a pleasure seeing you. Love having you here. Yeah, well, we don't know if that was a diaper.
Right.
I can't remember if Nick said it was or wasn't.
Right.
I think, but he made sure that the RCMP did. He was adamant that they come take it. And he said they did in the end.
They should have had somebody out there, the RCMP. They should have had a team out there. If that group was going to search, there should have had at least 2 RCMP officers out there that could have gone and collected evidence had it been found.
Yeah.
So the chain of command would have been quicker.
And there might be a reason why they can't.
Right.
I kind of get that. Because just due to if there was something found and things have to go to court or whatever, right? Like maybe in situation in that sense, you know what I mean? But I agree with you. Things have to change in the sense of how things, when children are reported missing, how the scene is treated.
Yeah, it should be a crime scene immediately.
Right.
I think everybody in the chat agrees with that too.
Right.
And not only that, CPS.
It's downgraded.
But Novah, CPS in Ontario
would
have been notified by a school like that. They would have gone to the school and removed the children for the types of issues that the children were having, and then gone and spoke to the parents. They would not allow those children to get off of a bus and get into that house and then never come back out like that, and CPS should be going with RCMP in conjunction, and it should always be flagged to both, so that when the RCMP go into a house, they're not going in blind, not knowing that CPS is involved. It should always, that communications should be there at all times to protect the children. And I still think, and I know some people are going to think I'm crazy for this, but I think that they should have one of those air tracking bands put on a child once CPS is investigated. Until the investigation is closed, they should have a wristband or something on so that the children can't disappear. Because look what's happening is they're going into the home, they're leaving the home, the children are left there, and all of a sudden they know they're coming back and the children are disappearing.
Well, it's the same old story over and over and over again, right? Any of these cases that you look at, there's always CPS has been involved. There's always something about rugs involved. There's many, many, many times autism involved. There's always, it's the same old story over and over and over. So it's 100%. Things have to change, and how our systems are treating these cases prior to them becoming this type of case, or the cases that we speak of.
I think it's because they treat them as a file and not as a human being.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be file number 769, it should be Jack and Lily Sullivan, so that they always identify with human beings instead of numbers.
Yeah.
Because I think they have a step back, and I get it. That can't be an easy job to do.
Yeah.
But if you choose to do that job, then this is what you're going to be up against. So
Yeah. Yeah. Christine says, I watched him say in an older video that with DT that Lily had pink LOL doll for school, a backpack. She had two backpacks. She had an LOL doll backpack for school, and she had the strawberry backpack for home night overs, playtime. Yeah. But that wasn't a school backpack. I've never heard him say that she had a doll with her, that a doll per se. I've heard him say the LOL doll backpack, and actually there's a picture of her, I believe, with that backpack as well.
yeah, I've never heard about the doll.
No, I've never, because I know some people are saying that he talked about a doll on DT. I didn't hear him ever talk about a doll. I heard him say about the backpack for school was an LOL doll backpack.
I remember
just
that.
and it's
I
just a
think there's
backpack
picture of
with
that,
LOL
too.
doll. There is, and
Yeah.
it's just a backpack with LOL doll stuff up. But this here doll, I don't believe is LOL doll. It's a monster.
Is that a monster LOL doll?
No. Oh, see, I'm not familiar with these dolls.
They
I
have
don't
all these themes to them.
Oh, okay, because that
Yeah.
says Monster Night or Monster Height or something.
Yeah, there's several of them like that. I've got
Okay.
the 3 granddaughters I just shop for, so
I don't even. Okay, let me look this up. LOL doll. Let's see what they look like,
There's a
because
monster
I
in there.
do not know what they look like. Okay, yeah, I see. I got you. There's all different themes. Yeah.
yeah. There's themes
So
with those dolls.
yeah, so
They're quite popular.
that looks like it could possibly be an LOL doll.
Yes, things have to change, Henry, with the social services and children missing and how children are looked at in
Yeah, so
society.
there's what LOL dolls look like for anybody that's wondering. And there's different themes. So there's like winter disco, fashion show. So yeah, I guess maybe that is an LOL doll, but a different kind of theme. Oh my gosh, look at the price of them. Are you kidding me?
Nope. Yes, they're expensive.
Wowzers.
So you have to get them when they're on sale.
Hi, Cool Jay. Thanks for being here. That's an LOL doll, and Daniel was talking about one on Dumb Turkey. I don't remember. I thought he was talking, and I don't watch that show, but people will send me clips and stuff like that. And I remember watching a clip about him speaking of a LOL backpack. Don't ever remember him saying she had her LOL
She's got
doll.
a lot of LOL stuff, but he said it was blue boots for Jack, pink for Lily. She had a backpack that had strawberries on it, was the original one.
So Stella, Monster High doll. So are they the same as a LOL doll, Stella? Stella's
It
saying
doesn't
it's
say
a
that it's
monster.
LOL, but at Monster High, it's right along the shelf with them.
Oh,
Part of
okay.
the LOL.
Probably, maybe not. Maybe they're not $121. Wow, man.
The one
oh, man.
that she has is the $35 doll.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is wicked, wicked, wicked. Hi, Fire Horse. It's a cartoon on TV. Like I don't know. I know I'm 54. I'm getting older. Like I'm just looking at the way they're dressed and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like my 6-year-old, I'd be wanting her watching not stuff like that yet.
They all
Monster
watch.
High is based on movies. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Raggedy Ann doll. Yeah, exactly. That's
Oh,
what
yes. Because
remember
those
those?
type of dolls were safe, right? They didn't have real eyes or anything, so that when a child couldn't hurt themselves with one of those dolls.
Yeah, Lori Green, exactly.
Yeah.
The industry is making kids grow up so soon with those type of dolls, with fashion and makeup. I know, right?
And the plastic isn't good for them.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty toxic.
Yeah.
Have that all like in your room or something. You really have to have a separate. I would love to see somebody go in and do an air quality test on where all those dolls are in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up the bench again and just
The benches. Beautiful.
talk about that before
the
we head
bench
out.
that Charmaine put? Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this is the bench.
It's really nice.
This is the bench from Charmaine from a true crime story pod with Bree and Cher. And that is the bench that she and her husband made. And then they had it shipped here. And Sky Painter, if you've ever seen that name in the chat, she helped it to be able to be shipped here. It was her that assisted with that, with it being shipped here. And that is it now on the school property. I took some pictures. What a gorgeous day it was that day when my husband and I went there.
Do you have snow on the ground there?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Was the picture of the doll released by RCMP? I don't believe so, because
No, I did not see
Charmaine
that.
gave that to me, and I looked on the RCMP website, I looked in the news, I looked everywhere for it before Charmaine gave it to me. And then I reached out to Charmaine and was like, where did you find that? I can't find it. Can you share it? And she shared it with me. So I'm not exactly sure where that came from.
Right.
But Charmaine's pretty good at gathering. She has some good intel, we'll just say.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, exactly, Ginger.
And she checks it out
Barbie
too
dolls.
before she puts it out.
Oh, yeah. No, she's not.
There's so
yeah.
much out there with AI now you've got to watch.
Belinda says, I do think they are the same dolls. Yeah, I would say, yeah. Seems so. There you go, family. Shared it with her. Yeah. I figured it was
And they
reliable
would have found
source.
that doll. They would have found it as she dropped it.
Yeah.
And
Well, exactly.
Because it's not going to blow away in the wind unless
Yeah.
it was a hurricane. But, like it's not going to blow. It's going to sit there on the ground. It's going to be heavier plastic than,
Yeah.
and it wasn't found. And the backpack wasn't found, and no boots were found, and that stuff should have been found. Something should have been found.
Right. And the thing is, I mean, like, some people will say, well, lots of times when people are found, they end up being found closer than one would think. And I'm thinking, okay, like, yeah, possibly. But they would have found something. I'm of the same thoughts as you. They would have found something. Just, yeah.
Yeah, they should have found something. And I do believe, like I don't know what the protocol is with the RCMP, but a police officer sitting out in a car, and if something had been found, then that officer could have just driven to that spot, got out of that car, and gone over and tagged what he needed to, because that was his job. And that to me would have been helpful. Because they didn't close the crime scene down in the beginning. The least they could do was be helpful now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize for thinking that way. They've got great technology, and they should be using everything. And scenes should be shut down from the beginning. It should have been just closed.
Yeah, don't disagree with that for sure.
No.
There needs to be changes there. There needs to be changes with the CPS processes, the
Really
scene when children go missing.
The communications. What about down there? Do you have where they can do a grand jury? And if so, does anybody know when something like that would take place? Because I really think that they need to pull those people up on the stand and interrogate them and get the answers that they need.
I would think that there's a process
Somebody must know
like that. I can't imagine that there wouldn't be. Nick was unsure if it was a diaper. That's right, Dee. But it could have been a diaper. Yeah.
Right. And that's
I
why
agree.
somebody should have been there to pick it up right then and there and say, I don't know what it is either, but we're going to take it in. We're going to bag it, tag it, take it in, take the photographs and know that this is where it was found. We've got the evidence collected. And if it does turn out to be something that is, part of this case, then we've got it. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. You're better to err on caution.
Right. Always. Yes. Yeah. I don't think she had a doll with her. I'm not even sure if there was really a backpack. And if there was, they're long gone in a wood stove by now. Well, and that's the thing, Firehorse. Like, not so much that those things weren't ever with them, but are they still with them? Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't be really logically if you were a criminal, going back into criminal mind here.
But exactly,
because you wouldn't want to
right?
leave that stuff with them so they'd be identified immediately. You'd want just the bare minimum, so it would take them a long time to identify. Right?
Yeah.
You want them to have to go through a process, not saying, oh, look, it's the child that was missing with the backpack. Right.
In your opinion, yes.
In my opinion, yeah.
But
would be doing
no,
that.
that's what Firehorse is saying.
Right. And
in
I
my
agree
opinion,
with,
of course.
Yeah,
But absolutely, if something nefarious took place in those items, and that's why I always said when the cadaver dog, not trainer, but RCMP officer, who was high ranking, one of the highest ranking, was stating that to Daniel about the fire, the stove, the wood stove. It's not that something was burnt in there. I don't think he was meaning. I don't think he was referencing the children themselves, but perhaps possible objects, right?
Right.
Yeah, possible objects.
And that is why, Novah, I have said that they should have had CSI come in, like the forensics come in, and take some swabs on the pipe out of that, so that they could see if there was particles of the same diaper, shirt, whatever they thought that was that they found on the ground. In my opinion, they could see if it had been burned in that stove.
Yeah.
And then they could relate that back to them, because having something burned and just set out there in the middle of nowhere is odd in itself.
Trail Hiker says, I'm not aware of any grand jury in Canada. Yeah, and I have to be honest, I don't know. I don't know how any of that.
I don't know. I know that they
works.
can, but I don't know if they have. They can do an inquiry, right? You can get the Governor General to do an inquiry.
Okay.
The Governor General can do an inquiry.
Now, that stuff I'm just not I'm not sure of any of that stuff myself. I don't see Belinda Gray in here, Tammy. Yeah, I don't think Tammy's here. Oh, there, Charmaine. I was thinking, I wonder if Charmaine's still here. Charmaine, thanks so much. She's saying no, yeah. And Charmaine has education
Charmaine
in the
knows
law.
all that stuff.
Yeah, she's educated in the law.
Right. But Charmaine, could they do a
Crown decides if evidence is sufficient to charge, yeah. And that's
right, but cannot the family like, if Belinda wins that case, can she have them pulled into court on something? I know she could maybe on neglect or something, but
Yeah, well, that would be a whole
push an
different.
inquiry.
That
They need
would
an
be sure, mates. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Civil. Yeah.
That's civil, but an inquiry could be held, right?
I don't know if they could do an inquiry.
Yeah, civilly. Civil. Yeah,
But I
they
mean,
be sued civilly. But
yeah, if you sued civil, then you might get into certain aspects of inquiry for sure.
yeah, whichever. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they'd be questioned on the stand, and yes, they need to be something.
Oh,
Something has to give. They have to be.
Charmaine
taken
says not criminal. No. Yeah, exactly. Not a criminal inquiry. But as far as like if you were to do a civil suit, then you know, there'd be some inquiry there in the sense that your lawyer or if you get an investigator or whatever. Yeah.
It needs to be done.
Well, and she might just go that route. We don't know, right? Sorry, one hand and a half a brain today.
Hey, that's fine.
We thank
it's
you.
It's half of the brain we needed right now.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
Don't
the
knock
part
it,
of the brain
Charmaine.
we
If that half
needed.
of your brain's working, the only other half of mine is working. That's great.
Yeah. Well, not all of mine works ever due to illness, but hey, I do the best of what I can with what I got left.
But I think there should be a public inquiry because, like Henry's saying here, everything from the very beginning seemed to be done in the wrong fashion. Yet I do remember a statement in the beginning from the reporter stating that they brought in the detectives right away. Well, if they brought in the detectives right away to the trailer, why wasn't the trailer shut down?
I know.
How could that possibly have been overlooked?
I know. The trailer, that whole property shut down,
right.
And any of those family members should not have been out searching.
Nope.
All in my opinion, of course.
No.
They should have been taken to a certain area, whether, I don't know, whether it's that schoolhouse or the community center or whatever they got out there,
I was thinking an interrogation room.
House or whatever they have out there somewhere, and kept there.
Yes.
You know, but those aren't the protocols in place. That's not what's in place. So, I mean, I agree with all of that, but that's what protocols need to be changed. Henry, and by the way, guys, on my Facebook site, Novah Inquest, there are two oh my gosh, petitions right now taking place, and one is for that, to change that protocol.
Oh, good.
And yeah, and that is regarding Darius McDougal, right? Stems from that.
Absolutely. Should have been called immediately with him.
Yeah, and then we also have the petition for in Jack and Lily's name as well.
Right.
On there, those two petitions that are out there to help make change in how these processes are being currently the way they're being currently done. Yeah. So Henry says, in my opinion, this whole case started out on the wrong foot. A lot of stuff should have been done, failed to do so, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah. And as you can see, many of us agree with that. For sure.
Next time I'll wear my glasses, I can read.
Yeah, so yeah, like Mosie's saying, yeah, she'll be able to get info from CPS RCMP in school. Exactly.
Yeah, yes.
So as much of a personal inquiry that you can do on your own, right? Yeah.
My heart goes out to the teachers because they must, that survivor's guilt has got to be hitting some of them.
Right. So I was going to say that I was going to end with being at school the other day. I can tell you, I got in the car and I said to my husband, and and he was like so sad. He said, just to think that this is the school that those poor kids came to, and you know, it's just sad. And what a beautiful little school. Like we don't
A little
have
community school, right? So
right,
the
it's a
children
little
would have known
private
each other.
school, which we don't
Right.
have those. It's the only one. And
Yeah.
it's just this little teeny tiny school with a big, beautiful playground that is open to the public at any time, she said, because I thought she had to kind of take me through the back and take me out around to get to this bench. She's like, oh, no, you can just open that there. It's always unlocked. So like I could go with my son and my daughter-in-law and the baby. We could take him to this park to play. It's open all the time. And what a beautiful, beautiful little, like you can see it there in the picture, obviously, right?
It's really pretty.
And the sun just happened to, so you see that beam of light
Coming
from the
right down
sun
on
just
the bench. Yeah.
just
It
happened
looks
to
so
come
nice.
right in on the bench. And that's why I stood back and took pictures and then took close up as well.
It's nice.
And again, guys, you see Charmaine here. So
Really nice,
Charmaine, no, not opinion Nova. That's crime scene investigation for dummies. The thing that needs reform is how RCMP treat missing children's cases. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Charmaine that you see here is the one who donated this bench and hand built it, her and her spouse, or her, I don't know if they're married or not, hardly matters. They're common law here in Canada. They built this bench and they had it sent here, and that just warmed my heart to picture that bench coming from BC or Alberta, wherever, which she's in between both, whichever wherever she was
BC at the time.
when she sent it.
Yes.
Making its travels all the way here to Nova Scotia, right? With the help of Sky Painter, who you also see in the chats. And there it is, right? Donate it to children here in Pictou County, where I live. And I am so appreciative of that as well.
Nice for the kids to have something to sit on, but they've got to feel it at the school. The children feel it and the teachers feel it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so I said to my husband, I said, I can see why Lily and Jack loved coming to school, because this just isn't any school, with tons and tons of kids in it, and you're just another kid. It's a little school where every kid probably gets, they get more attention, I'm sure, there than other schools. My kids were in a private school, in one private school, and it was the best school they were ever in. And there were obviously less children.
Right.
Yeah. And what a beautiful feeling just there. Just
Yes.
the playground, just a very warm, loving feeling. And from the principal as well, who was so excited and so appreciative of receiving coats for kids.
That's good. That's good. Because we did that yesterday with Charmaine's channel, where a bunch of money was raised, and Charmaine nicely donated another 100 to that and put it forth for the children's coats. I think there's one family that needed them, 3 little girls, a coat and boots and some ski pants and some toys for the stuff, a bus or whatever they have down there, and something for the campers.
Yeah.
Everybody,
that's so nice. And she's just so excited receiving this stuff. Yeah, I did order a couple more coats and ski pants, because she said ski pants is a big thing, which I can just imagine. And I know Charmaine said, I didn't see her video yet from yesterday, but I saw, or I shouldn't say that. I started watching it and I fell asleep, so I didn't see.
I went up on the live with her.
Oh, did ya? Okay, I didn't see any of that.
Well, I see you were on there and then you dropped off, so I thought, oh, well, maybe it's late down there.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and I fell asleep quite early in the video. But so I'll finish watching it today. But I thought that was so nice how she decided to have you guys um
Oh, it was
uh
fun. It was
do the shopping with her and pick everything out. I never thought to do that.
yeah.
I thought that is so nice.
Yeah.
So I took the 2 jackets that I had already previously ordered, which that was my first received my first payment from YouTube, which was $100. That's about all you get a month if you get anything. And and I paid my oh, what the heck's like a StreamYard, which is
Oh,
around
StreamYard, yeah.
70. And then so I took the leftover money and put it towards the jackets, and then I paid the difference. But to me, that money that I put, was from you guys, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys give the stickers and the chats and memberships and stuff like that. And so I did that, and then I ordered after talking with her, and she told me, that they could. I said, could you still use more and what sizes? And so we discussed all that and the ski pants and that. So, and then I come home and ordered a couple more jackets, ski pants, and that came to. I got really good deals because there was Black Friday sales going on. So
There,
really
yes.
good deals. So it only came to like 70 some dollars for 2 nice winter jackets and 2 pairs of ski pants. And then with the tax
Really
on
good
top of
price.
that.
That's a
Yeah, really good prices. It was like save $40, save $30. I was like, wow. So I grabbed those, and then I yeah, so I'll take those back out when they come in. They're gonna be in December 2nd, I think it said, around there. I find with Walmart, everything always comes early, though, so they'll probably be in, like, a week before that.
Well, that's good.
And I'll be taking that back out there. And again, that is money that you guys from the memberships and from the stickers and from the chats and stuff like that, money goes towards that, right?
That's good.
So just so you guys
That's
know,
very
it's a part.
thoughtful of you. That is nice. That's a really
Well,
nice
it
thing.
includes you guys, right? So I made sure to say, like, this is money that came from the channel
But you
that
didn't have
is.
to do that, and you've done that, and that's really nice of you to do all that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, I've always enjoyed donating, and I've always made sure it was towards kids. I used to do what they called the adopted families. I don't know what they call them now at Christmas time.
We used to do
And
that. We do 5
yeah,
families.
yeah. Well,
feed them and-
I had one family I would do, but I would get so many donations that we always ended up splitting it between 2. But that's hard work going to get the donations too, because people aren't always the friendliest about it, which is not very nice, but the
I've never done
truth.
it that way. I've just adopted the families and done the baskets myself. I've never gone and picked up donations from other people.
Well, yeah, this was it's called Kids First, and I
nice.
used to volunteer there, and they would adopt a family, and I would go that was part of what my volunteering was to take on the adopted family and go work towards donations and stuff. So yeah.
Good for you.
Christina says, so this will be our last comment, guys, and we'll say goodbye because I know Daphne's on now, and I know people want to be trucking over there. Can you imagine as a mom never going to your children's school to meet their teachers? I cannot. I cannot
honestly,
at all.
That stuck out like a flag that
Me too.
it was on
Especially
fire,
when
that
they're
flag.
little.
Sure.
Like that's a big and especially a school like that,
Mhm.
right? where it's just a small little community of people that you'd really want to be connected with your kids being there. Now, on the other hand, the flip side of that, if there was DV going on, which I myself, in my opinion,
Yes.
feel there was, that could have played a role in that as well. Just saying. I'm not saying it was,
I
right?
think the rugs too played a role in that.
And that as well.
Yeah.
Hi, Belinda. Lots of love to
Belinda.
you. Lots of love, lots of positive vibes. No need to apologize. Don't ever apologize. Yeah, we were just talking about the doll that may possibly be with Lily.
And the blanket that she found.
Malaya was shopping and saw the doll and remembered she didn't see it among Lily's belongings. Yeah.
Do we think that Daniel's daughter could have had it? Is that a possibility?
Well, you never know.
No. I don't know. Maybe Charmaine could ask him. Sometimes he answers her back.
Belinda, I hate asking questions. I really do. I just never want to bother Belinda. But I do have one question, if you don't mind. Okay, Cheryl told you. Do we know around what time that was? Like, was that earlier when the children went missing? A couple of months later or more recently? Do we know when that was? Exactly, Tammy. Thank you to Belinda for confirming that. Yes, 100%. Thank you.
She's such a strong lady.
She is, and she knows that this all helps. And that's what I was going to say about, and that's what I was going to say about taking these, the donations to the kids at the school and stuff, because that keeps people talking as well while supporting other children, right, in need.
Yes, it does.
Because I know once I left that day, of course, she's going to go back in with those jackets, and it's part of the conversation is going to revolve around Lily and Jack.
Yeah.
Right?
Somebody's memory might jog on something. It could be something really small, like the ride home from Westville to the trailer. Maybe somebody along there had a doorbell camera that hadn't been looked at. If everybody
look. So the RCMP do know. Cheryl told us at the last search and said she didn't know why police didn't put it out there. So I'm going to go with the fact of predator knowledge, in my opinion. That's why they didn't put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they'd have found it, it would have been a great piece of evidence to find.
Yeah. One cannot figure out how kids are thinking when they have absorbed the feelings that they are a problem. I know, right, Dee?
Right.
I can, because that's how I grew up. Picking up on it from their parents, frustration, and from school.
Right.
She also said Lily was now wearing the same shirt that's in the flyers. Okay. Yeah. So that is confirmed. So that was,
So
because she was never 100% sure if she possibly did change her shirt the next day or still had the same shirt on. So now we know, yes, she did still have that same shirt on. Okay. What were you going to say, Mary?
I was just wondering whether the RCMP had taken the blanket that Belinda found the blue one in, if she doesn't mind answering that.
Yeah, she said that already in Sunny's chat.
She did. She
said. Cool J, exactly. My thoughts. And they call it predator knowledge, because that's why they hold back on information. Right?
Well,
because it's an intimate detail that nobody else would know, right? That Lily has that, and that she could have it with her. Yes, Belinda says it was turned in. Yeah.
Thanks, Belinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up because we know Daphne's on now, and I do have to go eat.
Yes.
Belinda, thanks for popping in and answering a few questions for
Thank you, Belinda.
us. We love you dearly. We think of you, and we think of Lily and Jack every day. Broke my heart to read that message that nobody was on there for a day, but there's always still something going on, right? Because that was the day that I mean, I've been having a lot of pain lately as well, but I made it a point that day. We were going to the school with the jackets, and I got the pictures of the bench. I had a great conversation with the principal, and really got a good feeling as to why the kids would just be so excited about going to school and love going to school. Can certainly feel the warmth there and the love at that school for sure. And
Novah, do you know if they do a Christmas dinner at the school for the children? A lot of smaller communities. Well, we did it even in Aurelia. We did it.
I don't know. I really don't know a lot about that school. Yeah.
A lot of schools do it, right? Because it may be the last big meal the children get before they come back to school. A lot of people don't realize that when children are off school, that they are hungry.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
School,
Yeah, because especially if that's where they're getting their meals at school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always think of that when it's like a holiday or something with kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No need to explain. No, I know, but I just want you to know that don't think there's still not things being done, because I even try to post now in the community if I'm not here on a day, or there's always stuff going on behind the scenes, even if it's not on here.
We're not gonna
no, nobody's giving up.
We're gonna see this right
ever.
No, we're seeing it through. There's you have to look at it this way, Belinda. There are people here of all generations in the chat. That means that that's a lot of people to have focused on one case.
Yeah.
It's not going away.
Yeah.
People are not going to stop because it's all generations, and that's a very rare thing.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, everyone. I don't know, Charmaine, if you're still here, just the facts, ma'am, is wanting to know. I'm gonna put Lily on. Hugs to you.
Goodbye, everybody, and thank you.
Yes.
And thank you, Novah, Lisa, for having me up. Novah, Lisa.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm gonna put Lily and Jack's picture up. Okay. We'll play the lullaby. It's called the lullaby. We'll play the lullaby. And if you guys want to finish up any chatting you're due, I won't close out yet, Charmaine, and just the facts, ma'am. If you, but it probably in a couple of minutes it'll close out. So if you guys need to continue chatting there, go for it. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Lots of love, lots of positive vibes,
and justice for Jack and Lily.
Justice for Jack and Lily. Yeah. Just exit some of these windows out here.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, Mary, for coming up. I really appreciate it. Always
Anytime,
appreciate
Novah,
when you're on.
It. I appreciate it too. I enjoy talking to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for being here. Lots of love. Lots of positive vibes. And take care.